Flushing Town Hall. I'm Ellen Kodadek, the Executive and Artistic Director of Flushing Town Hall, and it's so wonderful to have so many of you here this morning. Our mission slogan is Global Arts for a Global Community. This, our global community, began with the first people of Queens. And so we acknowledge that we are on the traditional land of the Matinecock people, one of the original tribes of New York and the first people of Flushing, Queens, who continue to live and work on this land to this day. And we honor their elders who have stewarded this land throughout generations. Over 156 years ago, the local leaders of Flushing built Flushing Town Hall, and we are honored to be stewards of this beautiful building that is the artistic home to our diverse community. We would like to thank our funders who have supported Flushing Council on Culture and the Arts throughout our 40-year history. Flushing Town Hall is a not-for-profit organization which receives major support from the National Endowment for the Arts, who believes that a great nation deserves great art. And at Flushing Town Hall, so do we. We thank the support of the New York State Council on the Arts, with the support of Governor Andrew Cuomo and the New York State Legislature, New York State Assembly Member Ron Kim, New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Mayor Bill de Blasio, Queensborough President Melinda Katz, Council members Adrian Adams, Costa Konstantinidis, Daniel Drum, Barry Grodenchik, Peter Koo, Karen Kozowitz, Francisco Moya, and Paul Vallone, the Howard Gilman Foundation, the Fan Fox and Leslie R. Samuels Foundation, and the Lily Auchincloss Foundation. Here also is a partial list of additional support for our programs. Atlantic Philanthropies Director, Employee Designated Gift Program, Kathy Bank, Dr. Singli Chow, who is with us here today, New York Institute of Culture and the Arts, Con Edison, Crossings TV, Culture Center of Tico in New York, Exploring the Metropolis, the Jim Henson Foundation, the Keith Haring Foundation, Flushing Bank, the Law Offices of Vincent Toomey, Lyndon Lovell Foundation, the Louis Armstrong Educational Foundation, Lyle Korea, Materials for the Arts, NYC and Company Foundation, New York Community Bank Foundation, Northwell Health, Queens Arts Center Education, Queens College, Queens Courier, Rue Dance, the Asian American Dance Sport Corporation, Veronica Sang, Claire Schulman, Ty and Tony Wang, WAC Lighting, and Ty is here with us today, Jay Wegman, and Wen Yang, the chair of our Chinese Cultural Committee. Those are just a list of our parcel supporters that make all of our programs and our operations possible all year long, so it's really important to thank them. Also, the engagement this season of La Patronal is funded through Southern Arts Exposure, Performing Arts of Latin America, the program of Mid-Atlantic Arts Foundation in partnership with the NEA. Our engagement of Banda Magda is made possible through the Jazz Touring Network, of which you are now a new member. It's a program of Mid-Atlantic Arts Foundation, also with the support of the NEA. The engagement of Rumira is funded through also Southern Exposure, Performing Arts of Latin America. Lead support for Carnegie Hall citywide, Hazmat Mudin, is provided by the Howard Gilman Foundation, and additional support is provided by the A.L. and Jenny Loria Foundation. Stone engravings of Diamond Sutra and Light and Bead Art of Korean Drumming are sponsored by Lyle Korea. And lastly, but not at all leastly, Mermaid Theatre of Nova Scotia's Rainbow Fish is supported in part by the Jim Henson Foundation. So I really want to thank all of those sponsors and supporters, government officials, etc., who support our efforts all year long, and in some cases give us funding for operating support, and in other cases give us funding specifically for programs. Today we are thrilled to launch our 40th anniversary season. Go us. A lot has changed in the world since our inaugural season in 1979, but we have stayed true to our mission to bring people together by celebrating arts from all around the world in one of the most diverse regions in our nation. And our mission grows more important every day. We take a stand that the myriad cultures that comprise our borough and nation and the world are what we must all cherish and celebrate. And here at Flushing Town Hall, we welcome all people, all cultures, and all artistic passions. For the last 4 decades, Flushing Town Hall has been honored to present legendary jazz, vibrant and moving dance, impactful visual arts, incredible education programs, diverse global music, and more. We've been able to bring performers from across the globe to the stage behind me and to our gallery downstairs because of the support of the foundations, our partners in government, and individual contributions, all of which have allowed us to ensure free or affordable prices. Today I'm incredibly proud to announce that a generous donor has stepped forward anonymously and presented us with a challenge for our 40th anniversary. This donor has offered to give us $40,000 if we can raise another $40,000 by February 2019. That's where you all come in. So I ask you to help us continue to serve the community of Queens and New York City, to serve the art lovers and music lovers and anyone who feels passionate about supporting the arts, passionate about bringing people together, and passionate about supporting the next generation of children and art lovers and artists. Today we are launching this campaign, and every new dollar that comes in through our door will be doubled. If you've donated before, that means if you add in $1 more this time, that will count towards the $40,000. If you're a new donor who's never given us support before, that will count towards the $40,000. So whatever you can afford, be it $4 or $40 or 40 cents or $400 or $4,000, your gift is very welcome. It will be doubled, and we thank you. Some people don't quite understand, if we don't raise the $40,000, then we don't get the initial offer of $40,000. So that $40,000 is very, very important, and again, we thank you for your assistance with raising it. We rely on the support from our government partners, and several of our supporters have joined us today. Unfortunately, our dear Councilman Peter Koo, who's a great friend and supporter of Flushing Town Hall, cannot join us today. So we wish him a happy birthday, and we thank him for his ongoing, very generous support. I'd first like to welcome New York State Senator Toby Stavisky. Senator, would you come say a few words?
Oh. I'll call you in. Sorry, I was thinking about Peter's birthday.
I know. The things you learn on Facebook, it's amazing.
That's right, but it was yesterday. And I was
yesterday,
one of the first ones to send him a birthday emoji, I think?
Yeah, emoji.
Yeah. I think it was a surprise to get it. Ellen, thank you very much for everything that you do. And I think it's so appropriate that the $40,000 be tied into your 40th anniversary. And what has happened here in this building, I think, is remarkable, because I remember in the mid-70s, this building was a derelict, abandoned, just boarded up real estate. And you've transformed that property into a vibrant, social, cultural, artistic venue. A building is really only the bricks and mortar. What goes on in the building that's important. And I think we have to recognize that what goes on in this building is really important because you have so many programs from so many different parts of the country. And we say, come to Flushing and see the world, and you can certainly see the world here. So Ellen, we thank you for what you and your staff has done. And this is a very exciting program. I know some of the artists are here, and it's just great to see the building in use. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator. Also joining us today is our dear friend, Assemblymember Ron Kim.
Thank you, Ellen, and thank you to all the staff members and all the artists who have joined us today. It's actually very hot today, so sorry I'm a little bit underdressed. And I got up and I found the first t-shirt that I could find and walked out of here to make this event. 40 years, it's been, I think, this is an amazing ride so far. But 40 years ago, Flushing was a little bit more quiet, a little less congested, as well as the city of New York. In 40 years, the last 10 years alone, we've actually doubled as a city in population. We've actually inherited the entire population of San Francisco onto New York City, meaning we are growing exponentially every single year. In a place like Flushing, we can see it when we go out. So many people are continuing to migrate here with the hopes of becoming part of our economy and part of our state and our growth. But with that tremendous growth comes a lot of challenges, especially in our ability to be more human, be more connected, be able to collaborate more as individuals. And in order for us to find that level of collaboration, we need more places like these, the Flushing Town Hall, where we can come in and experience the arts, connect with each other, and really learn how to be empathetic to other people's plights and journeys through art and music. And for me, that's why it's so important and critical as we embrace this tremendous increase of population. We need to also double, triple the amount of investment in places like Flushing Town Hall to keep pace with the growth of population. And right now, we're not doing that. You know, there's so many, we can do so much more to keep pace with this population growth. And by providing more funding and resources for Flushing, we're doing the bare minimum, in my opinion. We could do a lot more to add to the programming. There are hundreds of young people that should get access to these type of programs that's offered by Flushing Town Hall, but they're not getting it. So we need to go back, and I know that David Webber has a big wallet. I know he's got resources, and he's got to step up and provide and join me and Toby.
I thought you were going to pledge 40,000.
Right. No, we're going to continue to provide more resource, money, and funding to make sure that we get there and grow collectively. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. I do want to let everyone know that about 2 years ago, we made all of our programs completely free for teenagers. So any teenager who's between the age of 13 to 19 years old, please let them know. Please help us spread the word. It could be a $10 ticket. It could be one of our $40 jazz headliner tickets. If you're a teen and you fall within that age group, your ticket is free. So please do help us get the word out for that. Thank you. Now again, another dear friend with a big wallet. I didn't know about the big wallet. We're going to talk after this. Please welcome New York State Assembly member David Webber as well.
Thank you, Ellen, for everything you do each and every day. And, you know, I've been involved with the Flushing Town Hall since I was, even before though, but certainly during my years in the City Council. I served in the City Council for 8 years. I chaired the Finance Committee, and we did a number of capital projects for Flushing Town Hall to enable it to become this, this gorgeous building that it is. Of course, the building itself is a landmark, but what's been done inside is phenomenal. And as Senator Stavisky said, was more importantly not so much the physical look of the building, but what happens inside. And this is truly has become a wonderful cultural institution in the city of New York. And you know, this is Queens, and we like to think, you know, people think of cultural institutions in the city as in Manhattan, but this certainly would be one of the finest cultural institutions of any city, and it would certainly stand out, and we like to think it does stand out right here in Queens, and we try to be as supportive as we can, and I certainly will work with my colleague who represents this area, Ron Kim, to see if we can help from Albany. I think that deadline is gives us a little bit of time, I think, when we get back to Albany, to see if we can do something. But I'm hoping you'll certainly achieve that 40,000 before, and anything I can do to help this wonderful institution with wonderful programming, with very diverse programming. I mean, this is, you know, Queens is known as the world's borough. I think Flushing itself is really the world's town, so to speak, Flushing, and we have so much diversity here, and this institution, this wonderful cultural gem, really cherishes that diversity and emphasizes that diversity. Thank you, Ellen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I also want to acknowledge Stephanie Charles from Assemblymember Adrian Adams' office, who joins us today. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it. Sorry?
Councilmember Adrian.
Oh, I had the wrong information. Councilmember Adrian Adams, I'm so sorry. So Stephanie, I know you're here somewhere in the house. Thank you so much for coming. So So every season we bring audiences something new and different, and it's the artists, performers, and audiences who make those experiences so memorable, and a few of them are here with us today. So I just want to quickly acknowledge Amanda Monaco from Convergence Arts. We also welcome Teresa Tai, who's also here from Ron Kim's office, Dr. Sing Lee Cho, who's our Asian Arts Advisor and dear friend and donor, who's waving at me.
I have good news for you.
You have good news for me?
40,000?
Okay.
Talking about $40,000. You know the internship, those students, Dr. Lee from Taiwan and Tai Chung, overseas Chinese University.
Yes, I was just going to mention them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They just said because they were touched about this 40,000 program, they're going to donate $1,000 just for show their sincerity and support.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And they're very humble.
Wow, that's awesome.
Not money, but just to show their support. I think that's very nice.
That's very lovely. Thank you so much. These wonderful students came, and a few weeks ago, they held incredible egg roll making workshops. And it was really, really delicious. It was great. So thank you so much, students from Overseas Chinese University, under the tutelage and direction of Professor Ian Lee. So thank you. Now we're even more happy that you came to visit us here at Flushing County. We also acknowledge Mark Wade from New Music Horizons, who will be performing here on September 15th with Yue Kitamura. Khadija Batan from the Queensboro Dance Festival, which will be held here tomorrow night. Lauren Sevian will be performing here in a few months. Minwen Yang, whom I mentioned earlier. Wei Wang, Space Grantee for the season, and Tai Wang, also from WAC Lighting. So, if I left anybody out, please forgive me, I'm really sorry. We would like to show you a 2-minute preview video of our fall season, so please enjoy. Isn't that cool? So even though we're already working on our spring brochure, because in about 2 weeks we have to start putting all of that together, we're going to have a really incredible, exhilarating fall season. There's something really for everybody. Our season kicks off this week with the Queensboro Dance Festival tomorrow night, for one night only here at Flushing Town Hall. It's part of their annual tour, presenting a vibrant array of contemporary and cultural dance companies, all from Queens. Of course, global arts are the hallmark of Flushing Town Hall, and this anniversary season illustrates our global reach. So here's just a few of the highlights. On September 14th, I invite everyone to join us at our season launch party. We're having cocktails at 6 o'clock, free for ticket holders, then dance lessons at 7, and a concert with La Patronale at 8 o'clock. This innovative Peruvian brass band, La Patronal, who are coming here directly from Peru, will show audience members their vibrant dance moves and will perform traditional Latin American fiestas patronales. The following day, coming from Mongolia, we will celebrate the Inner Mongolian culture of the grasslands with dancers and musicians from the Inner Mongolia Performing Arts Troupe. They have an incredibly colorful show, and we certainly want to welcome them. It is the first performance that we've had here at Flushing Town Hall from a Mongolian folkloric troupe, so we're really excited. We're also delighted to present Banda Magda on September 21st, who will take the audience on a global journey of music, rhythm, and storytelling. This event has been made possible because this season we are a new member of Mid-Atlantic Arts Foundation's Jazz Touring Network. On September 23rd, we present a staged reading of a new play, Citizen Wang, by playwright Richard Chang. This is a play inspired by Wang Qin-fu, the late 19th century celebrity speaker-writer who is considered to be the first Chinese American. Flushing Town Hall is your global dance hall, and in October we present a South American mashup, Incai and Rio Mira, on October 19th. The artists present their music from Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Bolivia, and it all starts out with a dance lesson, so bring your dancing shoes. And there's also going to be an exhibition of traditional instruments as well downstairs in our galleries. On October 26th, you won't want to miss 14-time Grammy Award-winning Cuban music legend Paquito de Rivera, who teams up with dynamic shapeshifter pianist John DiMartino and his trio to deliver an evening of the music of Billy Strayhorn and Duke Ellington. Having these jazz greats grace our stage is really incredible, and today we're fortunate to get a sneak preview from one of those artists, John DiMartino. Please sit back and enjoy.
Forward to the concert, and we'll do an entire evening of the music of Billy Strayhorn, who was collaborated with Duke Ellington. He was more in the background, but he wrote intoxicatingly beautiful melodies, and it's just a great joy to hear Paquito play these melodies on the clarinet. He's of course a great virtuoso clarinetist. And we've been doing this program, and it's a lot of fun, so we're looking forward to bringing it to Flushing. And it's always a joy to be back here to perform. Thank you.
Thank you, John, for that sneak peek. Our fall season also marks a return of fan favorites, including Kathak Bangor and Beyond, a Diwali celebration on Saturday, November 10th, with one of our teaching artists, Kathak specialist Abba Roy, who will be joined by Basement Bhangra's DJ Rekha. School programs are also available. This colorful event, as always, will feature music, dance, food, henna painting, and much more. On November 9th, we present 2 spectacular events from Korea, starting with the opening reception for the exhibition Stone Engravings of Diamond Sutra. Korea-based artist Young-no Choi Kyu-il presents dynamic drawings, prints, and sculptures that are as mysterious as they are beautiful. After the reception, join us for Light and Beat, Art of Korean Drumming, to see master drummers touring from Korea, performing the highest level of traditional Korean drumming here in our theater. On Saturday, December 8th, the Mermaid Theater of Nova Scotia presents The Rainbow Fish. This show will enchant even the youngest child, and I can tell you, grown-ups as well, in a new adaptation of Marcus Feiser's award-winning books about the beautiful fish who learn to share his most prized possessions. School performances are also available. On December 9th, under the baton of Maestro Manuel Campos, an Ecuadorian youth orchestra will present rich sounds of the Americas, including music by Gershwin, Cardenas, and Piazzolla. We really are so thrilled that we will be welcoming these amazing young musicians all the way from Ecuador. Our global music programs will also feature the Quenshu Society, which will present a carefully curated program of music, singing, and drama from the Quenshu repertoire with Timeless Quenshu, Timeless Love on November 11th. Quenshu is the oldest surviving genre of Chinese theater. It was proclaimed by UNESCO as a masterpiece of humanity's intangible heritage. Quenshu has had far-reaching influences on Chinese literature, stage performance, music, and dance. And today we're delighted to welcome the Quenshu Society to give us a preview of the show. Please welcome the fantastic performer Zhao Wei Shu, Chin Ling Tsai, Min Zhou, Shenrong Wang, to the stage for a short showcase.
学生张文元，第三，与宋公民同为训练。今日亚中服侍，公民兄先至回去了，叫我多我不了，不免到街坊处去闲步一回，多少是好。那边有位小娘子在门内伴着半夜，哦呦呦呦，那风云好过 只是结场，看他日后。小娘子，拜也，客官后来。学生一路寻访而来，一日啊，喉咙肯看，却非小民一杯，甚是穷家玉也。
哦，你要吃茶么？
真是哇！
冷的便宜，
哎
热的嘛，
哎
不必。
哦呦，两个嘛好啊！哎，不必啊，杀杀我三个好吃。
啊！
哎，哎呦呦呦呦，哎呦，我错在，我错在，我
女
错
子
在。
带我进去吃茶，与你吃。
哎呦呦，多谢小娘子。
好事。
Thank you. Can you all hear me? Thank you, Quinchu Society. It's going to be a really exciting performance. This milestone season in Flushing Town Hall would not be complete without a robust selection of jazz performances featuring legends from the genre as well as new talent. Many of you may not be aware that Flushing Town Hall was presenting jazz long before there was jazz at Lincoln Center, so we're very excited to be continuing that tradition. One of our most popular ongoing events, Jazz Jams, continues, led once again by Astoria's own Carol Sudhalter on the first Wednesday of every month. Carol celebrates the legacy. Oh, she must be here in the room. Hey, Carol, I see a hand. Hi, Carol. Carol celebrates the legacy of Louis Armstrong by opening each jam with his work. This season, we're proud to present 4 Lioness events, an appropriately named concert season celebrating women in jazz, curated by Convergence Arts. The first of these exciting events takes place on September 23rd with the Roxy Koss Quintet, led by saxophonist composer Roxy Koss. They present music from their latest album, The Future is Female. Next in the series is the Alexa Tarantino Quartet on October 21st, a refreshing and engaging ensemble performing original compositions and modern twists on classic standards and favorites. Our next Lioness event is the Amanda Monaco Quartet on November 18th. This ensemble blends 1960s hard bop and boogaloo with a modern harmonic sensibility. Rounding out the Lioness series is Lauren Sevian's LSQ on December 16th. The LSQ is a dynamic, hard-hitting, modern, straight-ahead jazz quartet featuring the baritone sax in the unique setting of a lead voice. We know how important it is to support women in the arts, especially in jazz, a traditionally male-dominated field, and we're thrilled to bring this series to our audiences and thank Amanda Monaco. On October 12th, the Andrea Brachfeld Jazz Quartet presents If Not Now, When? Receiving rave reviews from critics, Andrea was awarded grants from Chamber Music America and the Doris Duke Foundation. Our fall season signature event once again brings some of the most acclaimed jazz artists to our stage. On November 16th, we will present our annual NEA Jazz Masters Concert, featuring 5 jazz masters, which is considered in the US the highest award for jazz mastery. It's like being called a national treasure. Slide Hampton, Barry Harris, Jimmy Cobb, Jimmy Heath, and Jimmy Owens, all NEA jazz masters, will be joined by veteran bassist Paul West. These stellar musicians have never played together before, and so this is a one-time only event. Tickets are going fast, so hurry, they're on sale now. On December 2nd, Faye Music will present a modern take on the genre with a fusion music concert, incorporating jazz, pop, rock, and classical twists of song in one show. From Zhao Shen to Michael Jackson, from Jay Chou to Beyonce. Before I close, I just want to highlight a few other events coming on the horizon this fall. There will be 2 new Music Horizon concerts this season. Classical composer Yui Kitamura and jazz composer Mark Wade on September 15th, and jazz composers Roberta Piquet and also Mark Wade again on December 15th. Each season, we celebrate all forms of artistic expression. Our monthly live drawing with models series returns this season. Artists of all levels draw from a live nude model in their favorite drawing medium. Each artist will have the opportunity to hone their skills with a series of quick and long poses while listening to music in a relaxing, non-judgmental environment. This project is for ages 20 and up. We're also pleased to host an exhibit, Flushing-bound Long Island City Artists, with the opening reception tomorrow from 5 to 7 p.m. So if you hear hammering as you go by the gallery downstairs, they're installing the exhibit today. On September 22nd, artists from the exhibit will meet for a panel discussion with the public. On September 24th and October 14th, a body-based creative process movement workshop addresses issues related to how our identities and interpersonal relationships are expressed through body language. This workshop, also for ages 20 up, is led by our space grantee, Wei-Wing Zhang. Each season, our space grant offers free use of the theater or gallery for artists developing or completing new work. Mr. Zhang is offering these 2 workshops informed by his artistic process. On November 4th, the Fragrance of the Moon Night Flushing Town Hall fundraiser returns with special guests from the Danny DiGennaro Foundation in Pennsylvania. You can enjoy a night of hard rock and roll, jazz, and pop music, a fundraiser for all of our efforts here, hosted by our dear friend, Dr. Singli Chow and Ms. Joanne Xie. Tickets are almost sold out, so hurry. We want to thank Dr. Cho and Joanne for their generosity and their support of our mission all the time, over many, 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 I have to say that 40 times, over many, many, many years. Don't miss the return of the annual Holiday Historic House Tour and Holiday Market on December 9th. And that same afternoon, we'll be hosting the James Krager 2018 Holiday Album Release Party that afternoon at 2 o'clock. Mr. Krager is a world-renowned cellist and very supportive as well of Flushing Town Hall, so please come to the CD release party. Speaking of the gift-giving season, as I mentioned earlier, we continue to provide free admission to teens to all of our programs year-round as part of our Teen Access Initiative. It's supported by the Keith Haring Foundation, so please do tell your teen friends to visit us all year long. I also want to give a shout out to our incredible education department, who last year served over 20,000 school children, families, and seniors with global arts programming. If you're a teacher, principal, parent, or grandparent, I encourage you to contact our education department and find out about all the amazing, incredible education programs that we offer. Thank you all so much for being here today. Please be sure to take one of our brochures before you leave. It looks like this. This will get you through December programs. And as I mentioned, we're already working on our spring season brochure. Please do spread the word about what we do. You'll find details about all of our events on our website at flushingtownhall.org. And please make this season an opportunity to further explore Queens and to support what we do here at Flushing Town Hall in our 40th season, and of course, to help support our 40th Anniversary Challenge grant. As we close, I just want to invite all the presenters and performers and sponsors and elected officials who are able to remain to join us up on the stage. We're going to take a group photo. And thank you all again so much.